And to take this debate forward, I have my panelists joining us this evening. Sanju Verma, who is a BJP spokesperson. Nikhil Jain will also join us shortly. He's a political analyst speaking on behalf of the Congress. And Riya Singh, who is a Dalit activist. Sanju, I want to come to you first because before we also have Nikhil join us to express how angry is the BJP at this comparison. Because you've gone all out, calling him a historical failure, to a Mahamurkh, to demanding an apology.
Let me put a few facts out there for the benefit of your audience. Without getting into name calling, let's be very clear about one thing. Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, twice he tried getting into the Lok Sabha and his efforts were thwarted by the then Prime Minister Pandit Nehru. Point number one. Finally, Bhimrao Ambedkar ji had to enter the parliament via the Rajya Sabha route. But that's not the limited point. Rajkumari Amrit Kaur was the first health minister of independent India. And if you look at historical archives, there's a letter from Nehru to Rajkumari Amrit Kaur saying that Bhimrao Ambedkar is a traitor, he's anti-national, he's collaborated with the British, and so much so that Nehru even wrote to the then President Dr. Rajendra Prasad after the demise of Bhimrao Ambedkar saying, please do not attend the last rites of Baba Saheb. It could not have been worse than that. I mean, Nehru was so small as a leader that he engaged in these kind of petty theatrics. But let's not forget one other thing. For all the brouhaha about the Congress wanting to stand in solidarity with Dalits, let's not forget Nehru awarded himself a Bharat Ratna in 1955. Indira gave herself one in 1971. 34 years after his demise, Baba Saheb Ambedkar was awarded a Bharat Ratna when VP Singh was the Prime Minister and the BJP supported the National Front government led by VP Singh from outside. But this is not about awards. This is not about petty theatrics of the Congress party. We launched the Bhim app in 2016. It was dedicated to Baba Saheb Ambedkar. For barely £3 million, Baba Saheb's house in northwest London was left in a decrepit condition for decades together by the Congress party. Devendra Fadnavis and the double-engine Sarkar of the Modi government purchased that, restoring Baba Saheb's legacy. And let me tell you one more thing. 14th April is the birth date of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. For decades together, it was not even declared a national holiday, which the BJP government under Prime Minister Modi did. And my final point is this. When Rahul Gandhi speaks of Dalit empowerment, just bear with me for 10 seconds. Let's talk about the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Sonia Gandhi is a member. Is she a Dalit? Rajiv Gandhi, launched the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, and today his son Rahul Gandhi virtually runs the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Is Rahul Gandhi a Dalit? No. Priyanka Vadra is a member of RGF. Is she a Dalit? No. Suman Dubey is a member of Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Is he a Dalit? No. P. Chidambaram is a founder of foundation, is a member, of Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Is he a Dalit? No. Suman Dubey, a Congress acolyte, is a member of the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Is he a Dalit? No. Vijay Mahajan is a member of the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation. Is he a Dalit? No. So tell me one important body where the Congress has its roots deeply entrenched, where Dalits have been given fair representation.
Right. Okay. Sanju Verma, you've started by stating all the facts, and of course, the BJP has been questioning the Congress on this. Nikhil, please do come in. And my straight up question to you, because Rahul Gandhi has said, I didn't protect the OBC community the way I should have. The reason is that I did not deeply understand the OBC issues at that time. The sudden realization of the OBC issue has now become an equivalent of likening him to Ambedkar.
So, Suesha, let me first up start out with a bunch of my own facts and not something that Sanju read on our WhatsApp diaries or in our IT cell forwards. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was a stalwart of the Indian Constitution. Sorry, Ms. Verma, I did not interject. I did not interject you when you were speaking. Please extend me that courtesy.
Doctor, I'm not get away with personal remarks. Get that loud and clear.
Sure.
All right. We've just begun with it. Sanju Verma, let's not raise the tempo right here. We've just begun with this debate. Nikhil, please make your points and let's refrain from any personal remarks. Okay. Let Nikhil make his point. Sanju Verma.
I did not intend to make any personal remarks. I merely wanted to state that the spokesperson who spoke before me stated a bunch of things that are not factually correct. The factual position of the matter is that Dr. Ambedkar was an important figure during the Indian freedom movement and during the drafting of the constitution, despite the fact that Dr. Ambedkar was never a part, or at least for the last many decades of his life, was not a part of the Indian National Congress. Yet the Congress, with its absolute brute majority, they could have appointed anybody, they could have nominated anybody, but they chose Dr. Ambedkar to be the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constitution, one of the most important posts, which is why we remember him as always we did, as the father of the Indian Constitution. Why? Because the Congress party realized the kind of what Dr. Ambedkar brought to the table. During the interim government, he was made the first law minister of India. Again, the Congress party had no need to do that. They had the numbers. They could have made anybody they wanted, but they chose to make Dr. Ambedkar, which was a very good decision, I believe. And Dr. Ambedkar truly very well deserved it. Now, the BJP says that Congress did not take out from any effort in order to refrain, in order to defeat Dr. Ambedkar. Yes, it is true that Dr. Ambedkar, the Congress did field a candidate against Dr. Ambedkar in the 1950s. But what do you expect them to do? They both were different political parties. It was a fair match. Dr. Ambedkar lost, as is very often the case with people who are more concerned with social reform than just mere electoral politics. And today, when Udit Raj from the Congress is comparing, who, by the way, himself is a member of the Dalit community, is comparing Rahul Gandhi to Dr. Ambedkar, first of all, personally, I don't quite agree with comparing present figures, contemporary figures with past figures. But if a comparison had to be drawn, I do actually see a bunch of similarities. Rahul Gandhi has been making time and again points that are politically inconvenient, that are things that have put his party in a political dock, but he doesn't hold back from saying things that he believes in, talking about the rights of women, talking about the rights of OBCs, of the marginalized, of the minorities, of the Dalits, even if it comes at a political cost to him. Like Dr. Ambedkar lost an election in the 50s, Rahul Gandhi lost an election in 2019 to Smriti Irani, who's nowhere,
No,
politically
but
comparable
Nikhil,
in
2-3
stature to
points I
Rahul
just
Gandhi.
want to say to what you're saying. Firstly, Rahul Gandhi had never pushed for the caste census, or he himself has admitted that this is a realization he's had now and he did not have it in the past. As far as the other point also you've made, see, the Congress's history is fairly clear as far as, going out for Ambedkar's legacy is concerned. And I also want Sanju Verma to come in on this. Okay, she
Can I
also
please
already
respond
wants to
to
make a point.
other points?
But simple thing is to put him out as the messiah of the OBCs
Swesha,
now
30
and
seconds
to
to complete my
represent
point.
him as that figure. Is the Congress
Thank
really
you.
looking at that? Okay, Sanju Verma, make your
30
point.
seconds, 30
Thank you.
seconds to
Okay,
complete my
quickly
point.
finish your
Please
point,
come
then
in,
Sanju
Nikhil,
Verma will
please,
come
you'll
to
get
you.
your turn. Yeah. The Congress Darbari here started by saying, oh, Sanju Verma reads out WhatsApp forwards. आपके पूरे खानदान से ज्यादा पढ़ी लिखी हूँ, इसलिए शांत हो जाइए. Don't make personal remarks next time.
Remark
Suresha,
now, is this
I
not
want
a
to say
personal
one
remark?
thing.
Do you have any
Please keep
idea
going.
what level of education people in my family
Nikhil,
have?
let's give
What
him a
level of
chance to just
Can I
respond
please?
to you. Okay.
Yes. Suresha, my limited point is this. Baba Saheb Ambedkar called the hijab hideous. He called it a black tent. Does the Congress support hijab? Yes, it does. Baba Saheb was against halala. Does the Congress support halala? Yes. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was against the halal economy. Does the Congress support halal economy? Yes. So much so that in Karnataka, 12.9% of the population is Muslims, roughly 88 lakh people. And Siddaramaiah went knocking on the doors of the Supreme Court saying that the entire 12.9% Muslim population of Karnataka are OBCs. That matter is still sub judice because the Supreme Court is not buying Siddaramaiah's convoluted argument. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was always against Article 370. But Nehru went ahead with Article 370. The BJP-led government under Prime Minister Modi abrogated it in 2019. But who went to the Supreme Court saying restore Article 370? Rahul Gandhi and his paid acolytes from the legal fraternity.
Can I respond?
Okay. I also want to bring in Rita Singh. Sanju Verma, your frame has frozen. I request you to please reconnect so that we can hear you fairly. Nikhil, I know you want to make a point to Sanju Verma, but I also want to bring in Rita Singh over here. And if I could also see her on the screen, I request my producers. Because Rita Singh, while we have seen the BJP and the Congress power over Ambedkar's legacy for decades now, both blame each other for not respecting Ambedkar and not giving him his due. I want to talk about Rahul Gandhi in particular. Because there was a point when he was calling himself a Janeodhari Brahmin. And today he's been likened to Ambedkar. The BJP is also saying that there is a bootlicking competition happening inside the Congress. How do you see it? A case of political convenience or a confused identity?
See, if you look at his recent statement where he's saying if he knew little more, little extra about OBCs, he would have got the caste census done long back, right? He's making this comment when there's a prominent party in place, Samajwadi Party, जो OBC मुद्दे को limelight में बार-बार लेके आ रही है. जब इन political leaders को OBC के मुद्दे आज तक नहीं समझ में आ रहे हैं, to actually claim कि they can be the second Ambedkar, it's a little doubtful. How much would he know about Ambedkar? How much has he read about Ambedkar? They are flawed because if they want to claim that they are more Ambedkarite than the BJP, Dr. Ambedkar himself has written a book, What Congress and Gandhi Have Done to Untouchables. Why don't they go and read there to actually assess whether they can qualify as Ambedkarites or not? The second part to this is, which is more connected to Udit Raj, OBC अगर इनकी बात मानेगा तो ये second Ambedkar हो जाएंगे. If at all OBCs had any connection with Dr. Ambedkar, Dalits would not be suffering. Most of the atrocities, whether you see through NCRB data or through news reports, it is not Brahmins who are committing brutal atrocities on Dalit people. There is clear data that OBC people are committing crimes on Dalit people. So combining everything, mixing everything up just for the sake of votes, just doesn't make sense, and they're signing up for a failure, absolute failure. This strategy will not make them win.
Okay, this strategy will not make them win. Nikhil, I'll come back to you. Sanju Verma, quickly make your point. Nikhil, I'll come back to you.
You know, my limited point is this, Swesha. Baba Saheb was against Article 370. Nehru went ahead with it. The BJP, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, abrogated it. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was against hijab, halal, halala. The Congress engages in that time and again, supporting all these regressive practices. BJP has said nothing doing. We don't support these regressive practices. Baba Saheb Ambedkar would have supported CAA because he always was worried about persecuted Hindus in Pakistan. The Congress has openly protested against CAA, which is one of the landmark achievements of the Modi government. So I think we have walked the talk when it comes to actually not simply paying lip service to Baba Saheb Ambedkar, but making his ideology an abiding work ethic, which the Congress has refused to do. And my final point, who's the Chief Minister of Telangana? Revanth Reddy. The Deputy CM is a Dalit called Malu Bhatti. Make Malu Bhatti the Dalit Deputy CM as your CM. Who's the Chief Minister of Karnataka?
Okay.
A man called Siddaramaiah from the Kuruba community. If you have the guts, make a Dalit called G. Parameshwara, who's the Home Minister, as the Chief Minister of Karnataka, if you believe in Dalit empowerment. And final 10 seconds, who's the Deputy CM of Himachal Pradesh? A Brahmin called Mukesh Agnihotri. Why can't you make, a Dalit as the Deputy CM of Himachal Pradesh? And Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu is not a Dalit either. So walk the talk, Rahul Gandhi, before lecturing and giving bhashan to the BJP.
Okay, Nikhil, I know you want to respond to that, but I also want to pose one more question that the BJP is asking. They are saying, why isn't the Congress searching for another Nehru? Why Ambedkar? Because this effort is a conspiracy to diminish Dr. Ambedkar's legacy and greatness. Your response?
First of all, to the
Simple
BJP's
as-
question,
Ria, I'll come back to you. Ria,
OBC.
I'll come back to you. Let Nikhil make his point. I'll come back to you. Okay, Nikhil.
First of all, on the BJP's point that the Congress should be looking for the next Nehru, the Congress do have a lot of figures that are very similar in their ideology to Jawaharlal Nehru, but that's the same Nehru that they have so many problems with. According to him, the country is in such a bad condition because Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of the country, which is absolutely not a fact if you've actually read the contemporary history of India. Now, let me respond point by point to the point Sanju Verma, the BJP spokesperson, made earlier. First of all, she listed a bunch of people who are connected with the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation and how these people are not Dalits. I really don't understand how does the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation come into this debate about OBC and Dalits and everything. You cannot have Dalits everywhere. You must have Dalits in places of power. You must have them in places of representation. You must have some bodies that are talking about their representation and so on and so forth. But that does not mean that other communities cannot be present anywhere else. So far as what did the Congress do for the Dalits, or the Congress did not have any strong Dalit leaders, that's an absolute lie. Let's not forget Jagjeevan Ram, who was one of the most important ministers in the Indira Gandhi government during 1970s, a prominent Dalit leader. Let's not forget Meera Kumar, who was the Speaker of the Lok Sabha during the UPA 2 government. Let's not forget Mallikarjun Kharge, who's the leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha. and the president of the Congress party. Now, the BJP may come out with all sorts of facts that he's just a rubberhead and this and that. Fact of the matter is, he is an elected president of the Congress party. And the BJP has never had an elected Dalit president, or for that matter, never had an elected president. Now, one thing that the BJP and their entire ecosystem does not understand is that in a democracy and in a good intellectual and an academic environment, it's completely kosher and fine to have differences of opinion on various issues, whether it's Article 370, whether it is, different fundamental rights and DPSPs while the constitution was being formulated. Yes, there were a lot of differences between Nehru, between Patel, between Ambedkar, but whatever was decided by a form of consensus. So far as the broader issues are concerned, that the Ambedkar thought that the Congress had not done right by the Dalits and the OBCs, I agree with that, because that is how the society at the time was. Ambedkar was brave enough to say that. Congress was brave enough to embrace that. And today, Rahul Gandhi is brave enough to embrace that I did not do enough for the OBCs. And that is the mark of a true statesman. Somebody who's willing to admit that he was not right or that he was wrong, who's a constantly evolving figure, who's constantly learning and understanding this diverse country of 1.5 billion people, and wants to come out clean on that. And ma'am, I did not interject you when you were speaking. It's just 20 more seconds and I just done with my point.
You had a lengthy monologue.
Okay, Sanju Verma, I am anyway coming to you next. Ria, I know you want to make your point, but Sanju Verma, I'm coming to you. Let's not fight here.
20 seconds.
Go ahead.
Baba Sahib Ambedkar had one of the strongest criticisms against a scripture, which frankly I don't consider a religious scripture, against the scripture of Manusmriti, which very explicitly propounds casteism. But what was the RSS take on the Manusmriti? They wanted Manusmriti to be incorporated in the constitution. They did not agree with the constitution that Baba Sahib and other freedom fighters envisioned. They disregarded the constitution. Ambedkar was somebody who burned the Manusmriti.
Okay.
Sanju Verma, stop interjecting. Do not force me to be aggressive. You very well know I will be very
Sanju Verma,
aggressive.
1 minute, please. I have very less time on the show. Please, I request all of you.
I am trying to have it in a civil manner. I understand that is very difficult for you and your age.
Okay, Nikhil and Sanju Verma, time out. Please, Nikhil and Sanju Verma, please hold on. Okay, please hold on. Sanju Verma, please quickly make your point. I have very few minutes on the show. I want to go to Ria also. Please quickly make your point.
My limited point is this. Babu Jagjeevan Ram, his legacy was obliterated by whom? By the Congress party. Sitaram Kesi was locked up in a toilet and Sonia Gandhi declared herself as the Congress president in 1998. P.V. Narasimha Rao's dead body was not allowed into the AICC premises. He was not even given a decent farewell. And this party talks about upholding the legacy of Babu Jagjeevan Ram and Ambedkar. इतनी hypocrisy ये लोग लाते कहाँ से हैं? And final point, 41% of BJP's MPs, 43% of BJP's MLAs, and 48% of BJP's MNCs are OBCs or Dalits. We have walked the talk.
Okay, I want to take this exact point to Ria, because one thing is about representation and the other is about the true upliftment of the backward classes. Who do you think has actually walked the talk? As much as they continue to claim we have done this, we have done that, but how does the community itself respond to it?
No, I don't think any party has the right to claim anything. And I also quickly want to respond to Nikhil's point that, you cannot put Dalits in all the places. No, that's not correct. We Dalit people need representation based on their population in all spaces, all ministries, everywhere, for justice to be delivered, for empowerment to happen. We cannot put them as tokens and claim that we are making empowerment and we are making progress for the community. BJP has terribly failed in past years. Congress has terribly failed. They have not been able to do anything. CPI has not done anything. Where the people, Dalit people, are not having a position is that are one of the parties which are not able to come to the power. That is the premise problem, that it's becoming so polarized that, people are choosing between Congress and BJP. But that does not prove or show any sort of evidence that they have been doing anything great. There is a history that BJP as well as Congress has fooled people, have fooled Dalit and Muslim communities, and they're continuing to do that whenever elections are around the corner. And they're using this tactic and weaponizing. And still the clear case is that Congress is using it in a way that it will not win. Comparing Rahul Gandhi for whatever he has done to second Ambedkar is atrocious. It is an offense. It does not make any sense. Okay. Nobody can be a second Ambedkar. Rahul Gandhi is nowhere close to. There was a point where he's still learning. he's closer to 50 years or maybe above. How much will this person learn? How long should we keep waiting for him to learn and keep saying and making mistakes and becoming a leader? No. There is a limit to everything.
Okay, I take your point completely. Nikhil and Sanju Verma, I want to come back to you. And this one point I want to touch upon, Nikhil, because I know Sanju Verma, you want to respond. Let me ask Nikhil this question after that you respond to him, and I think I should be at a stage to close this debate at that time. Nikhil, Rahul Gandhi is saying that I would have conducted the caste-based census right then, but because I've had this realization now, I'm doing it now. Firstly, a little late. And just because he's had that realization, you can't give him, credit over that, and then likening him to Ambedkar is a bit much. But again, I just want to touch upon how in Karnataka, your own leaders had gotten up and said in the way that the survey was conducted was not appropriate, the numbers were not right. And I want to take this to Sanju Verma as well. In Bihar, when the caste survey had happened, again, BJP leaders had only pointed fingers at it. When it is about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, really knowing where the country stands, where the backward classes stand, what the representation is, who is really working towards it. Nikhil, you take it first. After that, Sanju Verma, I come to you.
So, first of all, I want to make it clear that I never intended to say that Dalits cannot be everywhere. Of course, they can be everywhere. I'm just saying that Rajiv Gandhi Foundation has nothing to do with Dalits rights, which is why you can't just keep on saying that there is no Dalit or there are not enough Dalits. So far as Sanju's point earlier was concerned about why do you not have a Dalit CM in Telangana, Karnataka, and this and that. See, Dalit empowerment is different from Dalit tokenism. The Congress party is not indulging in tokenism. You have an OBC leader in Siddaramaiah, not just because he's an OBC, but also because he's the tallest leader in the state. And that is how it has to be. It cannot be that a person is made a chief minister just because he's a Dalit or an OBC or a woman or something like that. That being said, you talk about how long will Rahul Gandhi learn? Is it fair? He should have learned by now. Riya also raised that point that he's over 50 years of age. Till when will this person learn? And I think that is the mark of a true intellectual, that you never stop learning. Even if you are 90 years old, even if you've been the prime minister of the country, even if you're the richest, most powerful person in the world, you never stop learning. That's the mark of a true gentleman, of a true intellectual. And that is what Rahul Gandhi is doing and showing to the world. It's not that he's not been talking about the marginalized communities. He has been doing so ever since he came into politics. Let's not forget the Bhatta Parsol agitation and all the sorts of causes that Rahul Gandhi has been associated with. Let me also remind you, the interview that the BJP made fun of Rahul Gandhi in 2014 with Arnab Goswami, what was he constantly and incessantly talking about? He was talking about women empowerment. This man has been talking about empowerment of everybody who's been left behind in our social structure. He's learning.
That has rather been an embarrassment for Rahul Gandhi, Nikhil. So let's not tread that zone. Sanju Verma, quickly come in.
Thank you. You know, Babulal Gaur from the OBC community, Kalyan Singh, an OBC, Uma Bharti, an OBC, all these were BJP veterans who went on to become chief ministers. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, an OBC, was the longest serving chief minister of Madhya Pradesh for the longest time. Even now, Suresh, I need my time. Even now, Mohan Yadav, an OBC, is the chief minister of Madhya Pradesh. Then let us not forget that the first tribal chief minister of Jharkhand, Babulal Marandi, was from BJP. Then let's not forget that the first Odisha chief minister from the BJP fold currently, Mohan Charan Maji, is a tribal. Let's not forget the first OBC Prime Minister of India is none other than Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The first tribal president of India from the Santhal tribe is none other than President Draupadi Murmu. Let us not forget that the deputy CM of Rajasthan, Premchand Bairwa, is a Dalit. Let's not forget Jagdish Devda, the deputy CM of Madhya Pradesh, is a Dalit. Let's not forget that Vishnu Deo Sai of Chhattisgarh, who's the chief minister from the BJP, is a tribal leader. Arun Sao is again the deputy CM of Chhattisgarh and a tribal leader. I can give examples, but I will just leave your audience with two things that I think we did for the OBCs. One was passing the 102nd constitutional amendment and giving constitutional status to the National Commission for Backward Classes, and then passing the 127th amendment, whereby we restored the power of the states to draw up OBC list, due to which 671 OBC communities were actually classified as OBCs in a classic case of cooperative federalism. So my limited point is, who's the tallest political leader today? Prime Minister Narendra Modi and OBC. Had Congress been in power, an OBC leader would have never become the Prime Minister of this country. Had
Okay.
Rahul Gandhi been in power, then Draupadi Murmu, a tribal leader, would have never become the supreme commander of the armed forces. I'm talking of Draupadi Murmu, who's the supreme commander of the armed forces, and our honorable president. BJP walks the talk.
Okay.
हम सिर्फ
Okay.
हवा में गोलियां नहीं चलाते.
Okay. Sanju and Nikhil, you've had a fair amount of time and we literally have to wrap this show. I just want Ria to make the closing remarks. And of course, thank you both and thank you all of you for coming in. But Ria, quickly, closing remarks from you.
Yeah, just in like 10 seconds. See, one is optics, which BJP is doing. Great. One is just saying, talking, and not being able to reach anywhere. So basically, what both the parties are doing is not helping or reaching the community. This is as simple as that. You can fight for optics, you can fight for saying and having nice PR, but what reaches to the bottom, to the people who are suffering, what their requirements are, you both are terribly failing. Thank you.
Okay. I hope that shows both the parties the mirror. As much as Sanju Verma, you've had enough time on the show and you can't complain there certainly. So have you, Nikhil. So it is time for us to wrap. It's 7:29 on the watch. I want to thank you all for coming in this evening. This is an ongoing debate. Who really is claiming Ambedkar's legacy? How fair? And how much is it translating on the ground? Thank you for watching India Today.